My last video about the YouTube rolling hour monetization rules was the best performing video on my channel to date. But reading through the hundreds of comments I've got on that video, I realized I missed out on some important information. Some of the big creator channels are doing a good job of explaining the YouTube rules, but they're not explaining them to you and me, small creators. Like everything in life, the devil is in the details, and today in this video, we're gonna get into those details. In this video, I'm gonna cover 6 important pieces of information about these new rules, how they affect your channel, and what you can do about them. We're gonna talk about the biggest myth around the 2027 deadline, why deleting old videos is a massive mistake, and why you need to pre-apply right now. And it's YouTube, you guys. I left the best point for last for my favorite piece of information that's helped me feel better about the chances of getting my channel monetized before the deadline. Let's start with the most important point. Nothing else matters if you haven't done this yet. Pre-apply for YouTube monetization. There is zero reason not to pre-apply right now. I pre-applied for YouTube monetization when my channel had less than 100 subscribers. There's no actual application steps. It's just letting YouTube know that you're interested, and when you've met the threshold, YouTube's gonna contact you. This means no guessing, no constantly checking your metrics, no trying to figure out when that date is you need to apply by. None of that. YouTube's gonna contact you. Many creators I've talked to think that not only do they need to meet the threshold, they need to surpass the threshold so they have a buffer of subscribers and hours. No, it's not true. Don't do that. Applying gets you into the system. It also gives you a little bit of a mental boost when creating your content, knowing that you've already taken the first step towards monetization. When this video is over, open up your YouTube Studio apps and click that button for me. Leave me a comment letting me know that you've done it. The second point I want to make in this video, Tier 1 monetization is not monetization. Tier 1 monetization is 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. If you've clicked on this video, you probably already know that. Bear with me. Tier 1 monetization is not gonna entitle you to ad revenues, but it is gonna open up things like super chats, super thanks, and hypes. And you guys, guess whose channel just passed this threshold this week? Click that hype button below beside the comments so that I can learn how the hype function works. I've hyped a ton of videos over the last year, but I never get to see how it looks on the creator's end or how it looks in the YouTube Studio app. So go ahead and hit that hype button. I will figure it out and I will come back and show everyone in the next video. Now, let's talk about the glitchy looking issue that caused me to panic. This week, when I crossed into Tier 1 monetization, YouTube Studio alerted me that I had made it. Great, I didn't have to think about anything, but it did tell me that YouTube now wanted identity documents, tax documents, and banking info. No problem. But there was nowhere in the YouTube Studio mobile app to do that. So I headed on over to the desktop app, opened it up, and the desktop app told me no action required. So if you're like me and you've been trying really hard to get your channel monetized and YouTube's asking you for documents, you're happy to provide them, and then you're being told that you don't have to provide them. Of course I thought I had made a mistake. Of course I thought this was me, but guess what, you guys? It was not me. I dug deep using Gemini and Google Help, and I found out that this is a known glitch within the system. The YouTube Studio app pushes a generic onboarding flow for all monetization, but the desktop reflects accurately whether or not you need to submit documents. I've seen some confusion online about whether or not you need to have those documents submitted before Tier 2 monetization, and the answer is maybe. So while you're not entitled to ad revenue at Tier 1 monetization, if you do get a super thanks or a super chat, that money is taxable in most countries, and YouTube will not send that to you unless they've got your tax information. Here's what my desktop looks like. It does show that I don't have any action required, but I did notice I now have a new AdSense ID that I can use if I own any other websites and I want to link that AdSense account to future monetization on this YouTube channel. Point number 4, do not delete your old videos. If an old video is cringe or you think it's hurting your channel, resist the urge to delete it. I've been there. When you delete a video, you permanently lose those watch hours that the video had gained you. Even if you re-upload that video, those hours are gone. YouTube is going to treat it as a brand new video. And if you guys watched the last video, you know how important that rolling 365-day window is. Every hour counts. If there's a specific clip or section of the video you hate, instead of deleting your video, clipping it out and re-uploading it, use the YouTube in-app editor function. Use your desktop computer to head to the YouTube Studio in your browser, click on content, find your video, click on your video, and then on the left-hand side, you're gonna see editor. Click on new cut at the top, select the section of your video, and then move the playhead back and forth until you've encompassed the clip that you want removed. Hit the check mark, hit preview so you can make sure you've got out what you want out, and then press save. This, in my experience, is not gonna take effect immediately, and it feels as though YouTube is re-uploading the entire video. A few weeks ago, I used Editor to trim just 2 seconds off the tail end of a video, and I got a 2-hour status bar at the bottom. The answer I received from Google Help is that YouTube has to re-encode the whole video as though it's just been uploaded, even though it's already existed in their system. So don't freak out if this happens, but be aware any changes you make in Editor, in my personal experience, are not instant. If you truly feel you must delete a video, consider just making it private instead. No one can view your privatized video unless you send them a link to it through the Gmail account associated with your YouTube channel. Once a video is deleted, it and its hours and its engagement are gone forever. Privatizing the video stores it within YouTube, and if at a later date you decide that you actually want that video back, just unprivatize it, your engagement comes back, and if you're within the 365-day rolling window, you'll get those watch hours back. Now finally, you guys, for some good news. Once your channel's monetized, you do not need to stay above the threshold of 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. Once you're in the program, you're in. So if 6 months down the road, you dip below 1,000 subscribers or your watch hours trail off, you're gonna remain in the YouTube Partner Program. You do, however, need to stay active by posting at least one video every 6 months. But as long as you do that, you are not gonna be removed from the Partner Program. If your watch hours and your views are below that threshold, I suspect you're not going to receive any checks. However, you're not gonna need to reapply, and you're certainly not gonna need to reapply under the new 8,000 watch hour rule. You all know what it's like when you start to see your hours dip or subscribers start to fall off for whatever reason. So if you're a small channel that's worried about just getting over that threshold and then dropping back down again, don't worry about that. You only need to reapply to the YouTube Partner Program if you completely abandon your channel. Obviously, if you're breaching the terms of service, that's another way to get kicked out of the YouTube Partner Program. But if you're watching this video, you're smart enough to know that. And lastly, you guys, this is my favorite point, and I don't know how I skipped over this in the last video. The February 1st, 2027 deadline, myth. I know I was panicked about this, so I'm sure some of you are too. Let's clear it up. You do not need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on February 1st, 2027. But you do need to be monetized before then. If we put that in the context of the last point I made, as long as you've met the monetization threshold and applied before February 1st, 2027, you can have 10 subscribers on February 1st and 500 watch hours. You're not gonna get removed from the YouTube Partner Program. You're not gonna see any checks, but you're not gonna have to reapply under the new 8,000 watch hour rules. So let's just say December 10th comes around, you've met the monetization rules, you've got 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and you've hit that pre-apply so that YouTube has notified you it's time for you to apply for monetization, you'll be fine, even if those stats drop after December 10th. In my previous video, I discussed how the 4,000 watch hours is a rolling window, so make sure that you're looking at last year's views in the YouTube Studio and make sure there's not a giant outlier video that's standing in your way that's about to fall off. If this helped clear things up for you and your channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll put a link to my original breakdown video somewhere on the screen here. Make sure while you're out there, you're supporting your small channels, subscribe to them, give them those watch hours. You guys, we all just need to cross that finish line, not on February 1st, 2027, just before it. Let me know down below what your small channel strategy is for monetization before February 1st, 2027. And if you're one of my amazing OG subscribers who's here for my usual niche content, foster family fun, I apologize for this video and the last one. I know it's off brand. Lot going on in the family right now. The eldest is just about off to college. I can't wait to get back to that content and bring you guys along on the adventures we have before the snow falls here. Thank you guys all for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Whew, I'm dying in here. Ooh. I gotta... There has been some confusion online. Oops. Woo! It's hot in this light.